Welcome back to the Citizen channel. Hope you're all staying safe and well on our final matchday home programme watch of season 22-23. Well, part one anyway. Of course, as we look back at the final game, didn't go very well on the pitch, did it, guys? But we're going to look back at the 12th of November 2022. Matchday 14, a 12:30 p.m. kickoff. The old morning kickoffs ruining City style again, I suppose, against Brentford. So we're going to have a look at the programme today. Back to it, a bit of sun's out, guys. Sun's out, and it won't be out for long, that's for sure. Back to the old 84 pages after the last one we did, which was, of course, the Carabao Cup slightly reduced page one. And yep, so we're going to have a look at that today. £4 for 84 pages. Please, if you are new to the channel, please push that subscribe button, push the bell notifications. All these City vlogs, City past, present, and forever, the good, the bad, and the ugly, of course. Like a vlog magazine, if you like, all different things. Some things you might like, some things you might not, but it'd be great if you enjoy most of what I do. It'd be much appreciated. And please, as you know, if you're on YouTube or Twitter yourself, it's nice to get likes, isn't it, guys? Just give us a little thumbs up. It's nice. It's lovely to get lots of views, of course it is, but it's just great to get a thumbs up. So just hit that button. Make an old City fan very, very happy. Yes, it's available, as always, on subscription for 26 issues for £97.50 from www.reachsportshop.com, and it's plus £65 if you're in the EU and plus £80 for the rest of the world, and that includes Champions League games, which obviously the face value of those are £5 as well. So if you subscribe a couple of weeks before the season recommences, you'll get at least one Champions League programme thrown in. Let's hope 2 or 3 more as well. Was it 2 or 3 more? 16 last 8, last 4. Yeah, another couple anyway. Sort of from reachsportshop.com. And you can also, it's not on the page where they advertise, but you can also get 12 copies for £45. So again, you don't save as much, but you're still saving a little bit of money. If you get 12, obviously the face value of that is £48. If you take the Champions League one in, you get an extra £1 as well. On the cover, yeah, I'm getting old, me. I got the cover. I couldn't. I just thought his hair looked a bit different to what I'm used to. Ruben Diaz. I mean, it took me a minute to recognise who it was. I say my old brain, my old eyes, guys. My apologies. So there's no sign of him in the team today, anyway. But he's on the cover. We have all our regular stuff, which I don't go into in great detail, because honestly, there's not that much informative information, sadly. And that's Pep, Buzzer, obviously the City women under 18s and EDS do concentrate on certain things as well. But basically, I don't go into great detail on those. It's just the standard stuff. As you'd expect, with Diaz being on the cover, he's on the inside as well. So there's a piece on him, some interesting facts. He's never cleared a shot off the line. He's never saved one on the line. And he's got a 63% tackle success, so that's not too bad. Kevin Cummins, yes, if you like to see what he's been up to, finds himself under a Hammersmith flyover. Yeah, not camping out or anything like that, but back in 1995, a shoot he did with the band Blur back in 1995. Head-to-head today has Ake against Ben Mee. I quite like Ben Mee. I don't know why, just as a solid footballer. Some good stats on Mee, including 11 goals he scored and 12 clearances off the line. So he's certainly done better than Ruben, hasn't he? Double agents, we've got Bradley, Wright, Phillips, and we'll have a little bit more on him before we go. He'll obviously play for Brentford as well, so I'll read a piece out for you before we go. X and the City features old Bob Taylor, Robert Taylor, Bob. Of course, he played for Gillingham against us in the 99 playoff cup final and then signed for us the following season. Kitted out, Marc McCarthy's back, thankfully, I have to say, after the Carabao Cup, like Dr. Gary James, Marc McCarthy missed out on that issue. But he looks at Kappa and the last season at Main Road. And of course, also features the shirts worn by our sadly missed Mark Vivian Foey. Dr. Gary James is back with a bang. Yeah, he reflects. It's interesting. He was on Twitter saying, obviously, even though it wasn't a historic season, as in things happening, he was sort of saying, obviously, it needs to be covered. And I just agreed. I mean, I literally, even if I can pick up a game from any season going back, and there's always things of interest. I mean, that's what history is. There's always things of interest in and around that game and things happening in the game itself. And Yeah, so I was a bit surprised when he said that about, but obviously he's talking to the uninitiated who don't realise just how much history there is even in a day in football, a week in football, etc., for not just City, for any club, and that's what history is. It's not trophies, it's history. So he looks back anyway at the 96-97 season, including an FA Cup match with Brentford, and we'll have more on that in a moment as well. I'll read a little excerpt from Dr. Gary today as well. There's a little treat for you. Matchmaker picks out 10 standout games for a player. So this time we've got Rodri, games for Spain, the Spain under-19s, Villarreal, Atletico Madrid, and of course City. And there we go. So back to the double agents. A couple of excerpts now before we finish this off. Really interesting stuff. We'll read about Bradley Wright Phillips, obviously brother to wonderful Shawnee, of course. The article says, a striker who only retired in March after 18 years as a professional, Bradley Wright Phillips has brief spells with City and Brentford before his career really exploded stateside in the MLS. Son of legendary England star Ian Wright and brother of beloved ex-City favourite Sean, Bradley came through the Blues junior ranks. He made his debut in September 2004, a thumping 7-1 win over Barnsley in the Carling Cup, and marked his Premier League debut with a goal. Yes, it probably features in one of my history vlogs one day. Wonderful Marv's great debuts. I can't remember what I call it now. Anyway, debut days. Premier League debut with a goal in a 3-2 defeat at Middlesbrough 3 months later, coming on as a replacement for John Macken. Over the next 2 seasons, he found his chances limited, only starting 1 game for us in the league, but making another 31 appearances as a sub and scoring 1 more goal against Birmingham in December 2005. He enjoyed a 3-year spell in the Championship with Southampton after looking for first-team football elsewhere, and after they were relegated, remained in the Championship with Plymouth. There followed a move to Charlton, and in February 2013, he switched to Brentford, and then in League One on loan for the second half of the season, where he proved a success, scoring 5 goals and helping the Bees reach the playoff final. In one rich run of form, he scored 4 goals in the 3 games in April as Brentford booked their playoff spot, although that Wembley final ended in disappointment and defeat to Yeovil. Wembley Stadium was a fitting arena to end the English chapter of Wright Phillips' career as he joined New York Red Bulls in July 2013 and the start of 9 highly successful years in the MLS with the Red Bulls, Los Angeles FC and Columbus Crew before he announced his retirement in March. So there you go, a little bit on Bradley Wright Phillips, double agents, and City reflections. Yeah, we'll go over to that meeting with Brentford in January 1997. As I say, Gary James is concentrate on the 96-97 season. Let's just see. We'll see what he has to say about that. It came at a time when the managerial issues blighted our development. I'll explain more on that a little later. But the key thing is that former Newcastle and Nottingham Forest player Frank Clark was City's new boss. Clark had to wait for his first taste of cup action with the Blues, though, after the third round tie at Brentford was postponed twice. Had the FA Cup tie been played on 4th of January 1997 as planned, it would have been Clark's first match in charge. On the 14th of January, the Brentford tie was called off for a second time when a late pitch inspection ended the prospect of play a mere 2 hours before the scheduled start. So yeah, you've probably gone down there for that, guys. Let me know if you're one of those guys who did. The large number of City fans who had travelled south were understandably livid. I bet you were. When the tie was eventually played, Kit Symons, with a newly cropped hairstyle, held the defence together superbly as the Blues soaked up a lot of Brentford pressure. Brentford, incidentally, were top of the second division, the third tier, with an unbeaten home record, and a potential upset was on the cards. Nicky Summerby was another who put in an excellent performance, and he combined perfectly with Georgie Kincladze to bring victory. The two men swapped passes, and then Summerby powerfully sent a Kincladze return high into the net for the only goal of the game in the 61st minute. That goal engendered more confidence, and suddenly the 2,400 City supporters at Griffin Park were anticipating the 4th round home tie with Watford. Yeah, we used to get excited thinking of cup runs, didn't we, in those days? Post-match, Clark commented, "It was never going to be a classic game, but we emerged worthy winners after a tenacious display." Talking of some of his goal, he added, "It was a cracking goal, and I'm sure our supporters went home pleased with the outcome. Indeed, the City fans played their part to the full, and the game was contested in a terrific atmosphere. I know that we had to make 1 or 2 last-ditch tackles when we came under some pressure near the end of the game, but that is what a cup tie football is all about." So there you go. My thanks to Dr. Gary James as ever. That little piece for looking through this City Matchday Programme magazine. Matchday 14, the 8th, I think this is the 8th. Yeah, it was the 8th Premier League game, home programme anyway. So, we've only got another, 90? Only got another 11 to go, haven't we, for this season? Anyway, hope you enjoyed that, guys. Let me know your problems. Let me know your comments. We've all got problems after that defeat, haven't we? Of course we have. Let me know your thoughts anyway. And as I said, you can get these independently as well, individually through reachsportshop.com. So you can buy a one-off, and I think it's £1 plus £1.50 postage. So if there's any particular articles in it that you want, you can just buy the one-off. You don't have to subscribe as such. If you can't afford it, a lot of people can't. I did have a subscription last season, but I just can't. I can't afford £97.50 in one go to go out on my account this season. So I've just relying on going to the games and getting the programmes this year. Anyway, let me know what your thoughts are. I hope you enjoyed that. We'll be back with the next one, which will be Everton at home right at the end of December. So, yeah, about 7 weeks away as I'm recording this video. So we'll be back for that and see if there's any changes when we come back. I doubt it. I think we'll be pretty much a similar sort of format to what we're getting now. Thanks for watching, guys. Please, until we meet again, that's one thing, don't I? Please stay safe, Blues. Come on, City. Bye for now.